During family dinner, my phone lit up with a message that made my blood suddenly run icy cold. Do not react. Walk out. I froze completely, stuck mid-bite my fork, paused near mouth. Across the table, my younger sister's phone vibrated simultaneously. She glanced up, offered smallest nod, and silently mouthed one word, smile. 5 minutes quietly later, the house stood completely surrounded. Before I tell you what happened, make sure you subscribe now to the channel and comment where you're currently watching from. My name is Lena Ward. I'm 26 years old, and Sunday family dinners have always been a sacred tradition here. No matter how busy lives get, my mom firmly insists we gather together for one meal where phones are hidden. Stories get shared openly, and everyone feels part of something steady and deeply familiar. For me, it has always been a chance to slow down after exhausting weeks of graduate school pressure and deadlines. That evening felt exactly like every other calm Sunday before. My mom, Evelyn, had lovingly cooked her famous roast chicken again. My dad, Martin, carved it with his usual practiced pride, and my sister, Haley, cracked jokes that kept laughter flowing. The house smelled richly of garlic bread and warm spices. The table felt warm and crowded generously with food, and for a brief moment, everything felt normal again and safe. Haley, at 24, has always been completely my opposite. She's bold, quick to laugh loudly, and never afraid saying thoughts. I've always been the serious one, the dependable, responsible one. Despite clear differences, we've remained close through everything. Growing up, she was always the one who fiercely stood up for me when others pushed hard, and I was always the one who kept her grounded when she flew too far. That bond has always deeply mattered to both of us. As we passed dishes around, Mom gently scolded Haley for stacking potatoes too high again. Dad teased me playfully about spending endless nights at library. It was lighthearted, easy, and the kind of family noise that makes you feel truly safe in the world. I remember briefly thinking maybe I had taken these dinners for granted all these years. I never imagined that within minutes everything would completely change, because when that message appeared glowing on my phone screen, all that warmth and laughter twisted into something else entirely, an invisible danger sitting silently at the table with us. My heart thudded hard inside my chest painfully. And even as I tried to laugh along with my family, I knew something terrible was coming. The message on my phone glowed brightly like a warning light. Do not react. Walk out. For a second, I thought maybe it was just a wrong number or a cruel joke. But then Haley's phone buzzed. And when she quietly read hers, her smile faded slightly, just enough for me noticing. She glanced up, met my eyes, and gave me the smallest nod. Then she mouthed one word, smile. I forced my lips into a practiced grin smile. Though my stomach twisted, my fork hovered above plate, nothing seemed wrong outwardly then under table. My hands trembled of heartbeat, pressing tight throat. Conversation around me continued. Normally, nothing at all appeared changed. One of Haley's jokes landed, more bread taken. I sat, the whole world felt tilted, wanted asking countless questions. Inside sent this message. Why us? Danger faced. Still, I couldn't speak because instructions were clear. Now, do not react. Haley, in chair, still clutching fork, tilted her head slightly toward under table. Her foot nudged, she mouthed again. It's okay. Believe her. Yet calm, helped face, helped me hold mine, buzzed again. Another warning arrived. Run. Don't reveal knowledge. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Breath caught my throat. I scanned rooms, searching for anything out of place first. Everything appeared completely normal. Kitchen light glowed warmly nearby. Chicken lingered. Dad poured tea himself another glass calmly. But then I noticed back door slightly ajar, for brief. Instant moment, I saw a shadow shift across it. Panic surged hard. I contained it. Looked, Haley had seen it too clearly. Way her eyes flicked door before returning attention back. Plate. She gave another nod, if saying yes. Keep going. My mom, always perceptive moods, narrowed eyes at me. Sweetheart, are you feeling okay? Pale, I scrambled, finding words. Fine. Just tired. Long school forced another smile. Stuffed chicken mouth. Stopping dangerous words, spilling, saying more. Haley jumped quickly. Quickly. She's stressing about exams. Mom, please don't worry lightly. Laughter sounded slightly strained, yet eased Mom's suspicion. Still, dread wouldn't fade. Feeling watched, lingered. Skin prickled as eyes watched outside windows. Messages weren't random. Someone knew hidden truths and tried desperately keeping us alive. The table chatter continued, but my ears completely tuned everything out. My parents' steady voices. All I could hear was the pounding echo of my pulse and the faint electric buzz of my phone when yet another message quietly arrived. I glanced down carefully. When you hear the knock, go. Stay calm. My heart skipped. A knock. What knock exactly? On the door, the windows, and go where exactly? Outside, it didn't fully make sense, but something about the stern, clipped way those words appeared made me trust it wasn't some cruel prank at all. Whoever this sender was, they were deadly serious. I wanted grabbing my mom's hand, telling her we had to leave right now. I wanted to scream for my dad to call the police immediately. But then I imagined consequences. If someone truly waited outside, hoping for panic or chaos, then reacting too soon could make everything far worse. The warning was painfully clear. Don't let them know you know. Haley's phone buzzed again. She peeked quickly at screen, her face still frozen with casual amusement, then lifted her glass of water to lips. She leaned toward me slightly and whispered, voice barely breathed, "Trust it." I swallowed hard. Trust what exactly? Trust who? But I nodded anyway because I didn't know what else to do in that moment. The minutes crawled painfully by, each stretching, longer than last. I couldn't focus on food, the laughter, or room's warmth. All I could think was the danger pressing in silently, invisible yet terrifyingly close. I had never felt so helpless, sitting at a table, pretending to eat dinner while every instinct screamed at me to run. Then faint, but sharp, I heard it. A knock, one at front door, another at back, almost exactly same time. My mom froze mid-sentence. Dad's hand stopped halfway to the breadbasket. The whole family turned toward the sound together. My phone buzzed again. One final message appeared. Now the sound of that knock echoed through me like a pounding drumbeat, one at the front, one at the back. It wasn't casual neighbor knocking or a playful tap of a relative arriving late. It was sharp, deliberate, and perfectly in unison. A fork. Slipped fingers clattered loudly against plate. My mom startled at noise, eyes darting between me and the door. Who could that be this hour? She whispered softly. My dad pushed back his chair, ready to stand. But Haley quickly spoke up. Wait, Dad, just sit for a second. She smiled like joking, but her eyes told me something else. She knew. Another buzz on my phone. I risked a glance under table. The message glowed bright. Stay seated, do not answer the door. I swallowed hard, throat dry like sand. I showed the phone to Haley under the table and she gave smallest nod. Mom noticed exchange, frowned deeply. What's going on with you two? She asked, suspicion creeping into her voice. Haley laughed softly, waving her hand. Nothing, Mom. Just an inside joke. She nudged me under table to play along, so I forced a smile, though my insides were unraveling fast. The knock came again, harder this time. My dad stood up. I'll get it. Whoever it is, they're not leaving. Panic surged through me. I couldn't let him open that door. I grabbed his wrist before he reached entryway. Dad, wait. My voice cracked urgently. He turned, brow furrowed deeply. What is it, Lena? I scrambled for explanations sounding sane. I don't know. just feels wrong. Please just don't open it yet." My mom's voice rose alarmed. "Why not? What's going on?" Haley jumped in, tone calm, but firm. "Look, just trust us, okay? Something's happening and it's safer if we stay put." My dad stared at us, clearly frustrated, but seriousness in faces stopped him reaching doorknob. "You two are acting strange. Do you know something asterisk we don't?" Haley leaned back, wearing a bright smile like nothing wrong. "Everything's fine. Let's just keep eating. Whoever it is, leaves." But I saw tension hiding inside her stiff shoulders still. She was clearly buying time. Then my phone buzzed again. I read the new message with visibly shaking hands. "Sit through the back door when instructed. Stay calm. Do not alert others yet." My chest tightened painfully. Whoever sent these messages wanted quiet escape. But why only us? We not warn Mom. And Dad too. Why not the whole family? I turned toward Haley, whispering so softly only she heard. "Should we tell them?" She shook her head slowly. "Not yet. We don't know what's out there waiting. They panic. We're all in trouble." I hated that she was right. Every instinct screamed protect my parents, but fear that revealing too much worsened. Things gnawed at me. The knock stopped suddenly. Silence stretched heavy through the house. My dad sat back down reluctantly, still glaring toward the doors. My mom clutched her napkin tight, her face drained pale. We sat in unbearable stillness. Until my phone buzzed once more. "Wait 30 seconds, then walk out the back door. Do not run. Smile if anyone looks at you." My heart hammered so loudly I thought everyone heard it. I looked at Haley, already holding her phone angled below table. She mouthed, "Together?" I nodded. I tried steadying my breathing as I pushed back chair. My mom looked at me curiously. "Where are you going, Lena?" I forced a smile, just grabbing some air. "Too warm in here." My voice sounded steadier than I felt. Haley stood too. "I'll come with you." She slipped phone into pocket, casually grinning wide at our parents. "We won't be long." Mom still looked confused, but didn't argue. Dad muttered something about kids today, and reached again for glass. Inside, my nerves screamed loudly, but I kept face calm, steps slow and measured. Haley walked beside me, her presence a fragile lifeline. As we headed toward back door, I glanced once more at phone. The screen lit final instruction. "Now go." I turned handle slowly, hinges creaking softly as door swung open. Night air hit my face, cool, sharp. Haley grabbed my hand tightly and together we stepped out. That was moment everything shifted. Inside, our parents sat unaware. Outside, danger and truth waited. The cool night air stung my skin as Haley and I stepped out back door. For a moment, I thought the world held its breath along with us. Porch. Light flickered faintly, casting shaky shadows across the yard. My hand clutched hers tightly. Both of us smiling stiffly like we were casually strolling outside. Just two sisters sneaking out chatting. But then I saw them. Shapes moving within the darkness. Figures crouched near yard's edge. Black silhouettes. Against neighbor's fence, my stomach dropped hard. There were at least 3 men. And even in dim light, I saw the glint of something metallic. Guns. I froze mid-step. But Haley squeezed my hand hard, nails digging skin. "Smile," she whispered tightly through her teeth, lips curved calm. My cheeks burned as I forced my mouth upward again. Every instinct screamed to run, to flee back inside screaming, but warning on phone pounded. Do not react, do not run. The men didn't move toward us. They stayed crouched, watching closely, silently waiting. My pulse thundered loudly inside ears. Who were they? Why us? Why our house tonight? And then from shadows near driveway, a different light appeared suddenly. A small red dot blinked twice, then again, blinking. It wasn't from the men nearby. It came from across street where I spotted faint outline of a parked car. My phone buzzed simultaneously again. A new message arrived, glowing. Stay calm. Law. Enforcement surrounding property. Walk forward slowly now. I felt dizzy as relief and fear collided inside chest. Law enforcement. Were those men part of it or danger? I couldn't tell at all. Haley leaned closer, whispering softly, "Trust it. Just go." So we did. Step by step, we walked down back steps, feet crunching softly on gravel. My smile felt carved stone, stiff, painful, completely unnatural. I felt eyes on us everywhere, more than 3 crouched figures. My skin tingled under weight of being watched everywhere. Then it happened. Bright beams exploded across yard suddenly. Flashlights cut through darkness, blinding me instantly. Voices shouted loudly all at once. "Police, drop your weapons. Hands where we can see them." The men near fence scrambled, movements jerky, frantic. 2 tried darting toward side gate, but figures in tactical gear surged forward, blocking path. The sharp click of cocked weapons filled air. Men froze instantly, hands lifting reluctantly upward. I stood frozen, clutching Haley's arm. The entire backyard came alive with officers in dark uniforms, flashlights slicing through every corner. One officer rushed past us, voice steady yet urgent. "You're safe. Keep walking toward light, away from house." Haley and I stumbled forward together, blinking against harsh brightness. My legs felt weak, ready collapse any time. Behind us, sounds of men shouting, officers barking orders, and handcuffs snapping shut filled air. When we reached driveway, I finally saw full scope. Police cars lined street, red-blue lights spinning wildly night. Neighbors stood on porches watching wide-eyed. Officers swarmed property, moving precise, securing every yard corner. A female officer approached us quickly. "Are you Lena and Haley?" "Ward, yes," I managed saying, voice barely working. She nodded. "We've been monitoring armed burglars targeting homes in this area. We intercepted communication. Your house was next. You were in immediate danger tonight." My mouth went dry instantly. "They were going to break in during dinner?" "Yes," she said firmly. "They planned entering quietly, using element of surprise. We had to act fast." The texts came from surveillance team across the street. "They didn't want alert suspects too soon, so contacted you directly. You both did exactly what needed doing." I staggered slightly, knees going weak. Haley held me upright, her face pale but determined. "We almost didn't believe it," she admitted, voice shaking badly. "But we listened." The officer's expression softened. "Gently, that choice may have saved your lives. If you panicked or tried running, it could have gone very differently." I turned back, looking at our house silently. Through windows, I saw parents still at table, faces pressed glass, confusion and fear etched deep. They hadn't known anything until lights and sirens exploded outside. As burglars were led away in handcuffs, faces hidden dark, I felt mix of rage and relief together. Rage, they targeted us, came so close. Relief, someone was watching, ready to protect us silently. Haley squeezed my hand again softly. "I told you, trust it," she whispered. For first time since nightmare began, I laughed shakily, half nerves, half gratitude. We were alive, we were safe, and in that moment, bond between us felt stronger than ever before. Even after burglars were taken away and flashing lights dimmed slowly, night didn't feel real. My family stood outside together, wrapped blankets officers handed us, shivering hard, not just from cold air, but shock of it all. The safety of our home, something always taken for granted, had nearly been shattered tonight. My mom clung to me and Haley tightly, never letting go. Her eyes were wet, her voice shaky. I had no idea. We were sitting there laughing, and all the while they were right outside. She broke into sobs against my shoulder, the weight of her fear finally spilling out. My dad, normally so calm and steady, looked rattled. He shook his head over and over, muttering, I should have known. I should have noticed something. The first time he looked vulnerable in a way that unsettled me deeply. I squeezed his arm gently. There was no way you could have known. They were quiet, waiting for the right moment. None of us could see it happening, but someone out there did. Haley nodded slowly. If it wasn't for those texts, if we hadn't listened, she trailed off, her voice breaking softly. But we all knew exactly what she meant. The officers explained everything again, how the burglars had been stalking homes in the neighborhood weeks, studying routines carefully, waiting for the perfect opportunity. They had been minutes away from forcing entry when the police closed in fast. Our house had been chosen because it looked calm, predictable, and full of people distracted by dinner. The thought made my skin crawl uneasily. When the officers finally left us, we sat back down at the dinner table. But the food sat untouched before us. None of us felt hungry. The laughter from earlier felt like another life. The house, once warm and safe, now seemed fragile, like a bubble that could burst any time. Mom reached across table, hands trembling as she took mine gently. Lena, Haley, you saved us. If you hadn't trusted those messages, I don't know what would have happened. Haley gave a soft laugh. We didn't save us, Mom. Someone out there was. Watching closely, we just had sense to listen. Her words stuck with me long afterward that night. I replayed everything in my head repeatedly. The buzz of my phone, the icy dread when I read first message, the way Haley mouthed smile while danger pressed close. I realized how fragile safety truly is, how fast normal life cracks. Lying awake that night, I kept hearing officers' words echoing. If you had panicked or run, it could have gone very differently. That thought chilled me deeply. In those moments, every instinct screamed to shout, warn my parents to fight the fear rising. But staying calm, trusting the unseen hand guiding us had kept us alive. It's strange how trust works sometimes. We trusted a stranger behind screen more than our senses. It was right. That night taught me sometimes survival means surrendering control, following instructions when everything inside wants opposite. In the days following, our family slowly changed. My dad installed cameras and reinforced every door. My mom called. Neighbors, checking on them, forging new bonds nearby. Haley and I grew closer. We had always been sisters, but that night made us teammates surviving. She steadied me when I wanted falling apart, and I knew I'd never forget that. Even now, months later, I feel phantom buzz still. It's a reminder how fast life can flip suddenly, how danger creeps close, and how one decision to trust, stay calm, can change everything. If you take anything from my story, let it be this. The ordinary moments in life are more fragile than seem. Cherish them, but don't take them for granted. And when fear tests you hard, sometimes the bravest thing is keeping your face steady. Trust the guidance you're given and walk forward even when every nerve screams to run. That night, a family dinner nearly turned into tragedy instead. It became a story of survival, trust, and the bond between sisters who refuse to break. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more powerful true stories and tell me in comments where you're watching from. I'd love to hear your thoughts.